Sometimes I wonder if I'm gonna have stability in my life. Have a stable income, social life, work balance, all that. So far, I've done a horrendous job at getting there. Was above average in school, but not good enough to get into a really good school with scholarships and all that. Didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, so planning with what my career would be was an absolute fail. Social life was decent at best and has gone to basically abysmal in a few years. Mental health? It's just no. I mean, I attempted suicide twice and didn't regret either attempt. So that paints the picture. Family relations are neutral to meh at best. I've never been in a relationship, so that's that. Basically, everything I've done in my life so far could be summarized as failure. I've come to the conclusion that a stable life for me is not a possibility. I imagine the source of all these problems is my mental health condition. An introvert getting depression at the age of 10 and being officially diagnosed at 14 or 15. I don't remember this shit. Having spiraled so far downward to the point I attempted suicide in 8th grade middle school outside the school building, and then I tried to recover from that, only to attempt suicide again in 10th grade my sophomore year of high school. I've honestly thought of so many ways to end my life, so ideas being to the point of absolute ridiculous to the obviously realistically possible ones. I know that I'm very much broken inside, that I should seek help and better my life, but I've tried before and it just didn't work. And I have just a problem committing to bettering myself, I believe. And as I continue my life, nothing seems to get better. As I mentioned in the previous entry, I get hallucinations now, with the trend being that they generally get more and more vivid than the last. I get these little panic attacks as well. I'm not sure if they're actually panic attacks, but that's what I call them because I think that's what they are. No official diagnosis on that one. And the one time I did mention it to my psychologist about it, they more or less brushed it off and contributed it to my depression. A part of me always questions whether or not the entry I'm writing right now or a future entry will be my last entry. Will this be the last, I think? Is my time over now, I thought? I genuinely cannot answer that question sometimes. It's just so easy to slip into that spiral of despair and fall further and further down until you hit a breaking point, where you're willing to try anything. And that's when I become not only a danger to myself, but to those around me, of being pushed to the absolute desperation of doing absolutely anything to end your life, to the point where whether or not my death being painless or painful no longer matters. Parts of my mind have rationalized that everything and everyone is going to be better without me, but I clearly know that's an irrational thought, and I hate that a part of me has rationalized that idea that my own suicide is a good thing, and then that fuels my self-loathing. Then that creates a cycle, and I point out all the flaws and fuck-ups I've done with my life. Then I hate that I pointed out my own flaws. But you need to know your flaws to become a better person. But nothing seems to get better. Everything seems to spiral out of control until you realize you never were in control. Then I hate the fact that I'm being an absolute control freak, and that feeds on my self-loathing further on. The cycle just continues and continues until... well, I don't know. I bottle it inside until I do commit suicide? Question mark? I don't know when or if it will ever happen, but it may happen, I think. I don't know. Probably? No clue, genuinely. I'm gonna listen to NF now. This journal entry was written on December 17th. 4 a.m.
ここでは俺が全てを支配する。しれっと消えろ。現実か現実か、そんなのどっちでもいいだろう。お前はもう負けたんだ。勝負あり。この現実に抗う術はない。